I'm saying principles because these are what will yield the actual results we are looking for. Because you should ask for direction. Where are we going? Where are we going? If I choose to follow you, leave everything I have, not necessarily, but I'm trying to
following blindly. You have a vision.
Exactly.
Has a vision, and
but
then you
why? Give me reasons why I should align my vision with yours.
Yeah.
And also giving you the opportunity to lead me. And the results that is going to come out of this relationship in the direction that you think, okay, it is the right one, it is positive, and I affirm it with all my heart that okay, this will lead us to the destination we want to be at.
Wow.
We've seen ups and downs. I know you don't understand the things that I say. I just to say it anyway. I cannot put it all away. This means a lot to me. This means a lot to me. It's family time.
When we get to the level of abuse, okay, that is so not tolerated. We are not using this platform to endorse abuse, but we are talking about
parents who, how they even throw things.
That is different, and we know that we have rules and systems in place regulating that, and there is no way or form we endorse abuse. But we are talking about discipline and actual training.
Very
of
important.
children.
Very necessary.
I think it's a basic construct of firmness and upright morals in society that I think should be upheld.
Yeah.
And not really debated on in any situation whatsoever.
Exactly.
Because in communities and societies now that crime rates have exploded through the roof, lawlessness, absolutely, there is an absolute no regard for human life, for systems, for law, for order, and there is generally no respect for culture, for bodies that enforce, like law enforcement and all that. There is absolutely no regard for it. You see, that society always tend to descend into chaos. And we always have, it's very, very predominant in black communities, so to say, that the absence of training, the absence of this structure of family, mostly upholding discipline, has resulted in society, suffering from that kind of lack, or that kind of suffering from the absence of training in a way or form that has now made a certain aspect of society not even, fun.
Yeah.
Should I even say not even perfect, not even like conducive to live in?
Yeah.
Because of the absence of discipline.
Very important. So I think,
even at a global scale, we are now fighting systems and even areas where now crime has become the order of the day. And it has gotten to a level where even law enforcement can't really uphold justice.
Yeah.
And it's as a result of lack of discipline. In family, in the family setting. And this huge dysfunction has tended to rob community of the absolute pleasure it should serve us in terms of connection, communication, for us to be able to thrive as a human race. Because that is where it could even benefit us economically, resource-wise. Because if we are able to exchange goods and services, ideas, that will tend to bring resources. It is through the communities that we've created, whether being in global communities, our local communities, or the communities that sustain us.
Yeah.
Or that sustain our livelihood. And if crime, lawlessness, the absolute regard for human rights have been something that is thwarted and is not even thought about as okay, let me even say at the level we have risen to as a human race or as people, in, let's say, the global community has risen so much to a level where there is now, I think things like this is now really at least understood on a general scale, that in a community where we can thrive or we can have access to even the basic necessities of life, it should be safe.
Yeah.
It should be very conducive. It should be that we can go out without fear, or we can go out without something that is try to tingle on your mind that your safety is in jeopardy.
Security. Exactly.
Because family is supposed to give you that. So if family fails to enforce the role of security and discipline, it tends to spill on society, and it creates,
and people are living in fear, constant fear.
and it creates a place where life or livelihood cannot be sustained. So I really think that aspect of society, or that aspect of family. And most importantly, as I said earlier on, I think no organization, that is, I'm not even saying that is an opinion. That is an underlying fact, that no organization should interfere, if not matters of abuse or things that should be regulated, should interfere in the discipline, the pruning, and the actual system that the family,
core mandate of the family.
the family has to regulate training. There should be absolutely no interference. And the bodies that really uphold that in society also should be granted the access to carry out its core duties in terms of trying to uphold and upstill discipline in young people, even in adults, because we have, even in our communities, work areas, and we have code of conduct.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
so
you
the
see,
family is doing their work, playing
So you
their
see-
role, and then we have
exactly
workplaces, churches.
when you get to so that is the thing. We will come to a point in our discussion that in dysfunctionality, when family fails to carry out that is why religion
That
picks
is
up.
when we fall on these organizations, not at the beginning.
You see, and it will get to a point where you see that the formation of discipline, especially when it comes to the brain being used to it, our way of life, like the individual's full maturity in that kind of sense has already gotten to the apex. That is where we will tend to bring. So that is where these organizations or these things tend to play a part, and that place generally becomes difficult.
Very difficult, yeah.
So we think we have established the fact that family has the absolute role to play when it comes to provision, identity, security, discipline.
Yeah. It's very true. And all these, I think we've mentioned about 3 or 4 dysfunctionalities that before we sign out, we should talk about like ways to curb it and ways to actually overcome these without just highlighting the mistakes and the faults and
Right.
leaving them as it is.
Right.
When we were talking about discipline, something else also popped up, which I also think is a dysfunctionality. In the quest to actually instill discipline and make sure there are right standards and moral standards inculcated in people in a family, I think we shouldn't also overdo it. Because there are also families that it's like perfection. There's no room for mistakes and
Okay,
errors.
so that is where you actually, that is true. Okay, so we talk about all these things. That these are dysfunctionalities we should also, but we are talking about the actual functionalities of families. They should be able to give you all that bedrock of
Exactly.
confidence, and so it's like in the matters of discipline, we will get to a level where you can discipline a child that breaks trust.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be skew in that direction so much that
Yeah. That's why we said that it's not about body slamming or
No.
it's not about you know. As I said, most of us need to go and take X-rays. We are carrying broken bones in our system and we don't have an idea
It is
because
well.
the level of discipline was.
Yeah.
It got to a level. Would we say it was too extreme? As kids, a normal. Okay, let me take myself for example. I was very adventurous, a very curious child, and I really didn't. I think I wasn't designed. That's what I think. I think I wasn't designed to be stagnant or be at a place. I really felt
Constant
uncomfortable.
state of motion.
That is. And after that, it was like, oh, my mom wanted me to be like, you stay home, don't be. It's like you are trying to contain something. What would I even say? It's like you're trying to cage
Yeah.
an animal that was made for the jungle. It was a problem. So imagine a child like that
You
with
will suffer many wounds.
and which I did. I don't even know if I have fully recovered from some of these things. Gives me PTSD.
Anyway, but I mean, in their defense, they were trying to also make you.
No, we can't blame them. We can't blame the.
But you see, that is where we move to the last part of our discussion before we sign out. So let's get to the part where we actually talk about solutions.
Okay.
How to curb these dysfunctionalities, how to prevent them before they even surface.
Okay.
And how families should actually build systems that would help yield quality individuals who will now set out into their community to make impact. So can we talk about some of the things? Maybe it would be about going back to the original rule as we
Okay.
started in the beginning.
That is very, very true. So,
Yeah.
okay. So if you will start with that, okay, going back to the original route,
What should we do?
So-
What should parents coming together to form families put in place?
okay, so a father and a mother. Okay. I'm saying father and a mother. I'm not saying a man and a woman. Because definitely the result of that union will yield that name or that title.
Yeah.
So as I'm saying, when we talk about the word train, okay, I will use this one as this example to explain it. A train, when we talk about a train, the train as an
Yeah.
object, the actual train is not the other. Okay, so you see, we have buses and cars
Yeah.
that are connected to the train. So the actual train is what is in the front. That is the engine.
Yeah.
That is what actually pulls everything.
But it's also one of the cars.
Okay, it's also one of the cars. But I'm saying that the actual train that emphasizes the whole object is the engine that is
Right.
pulling everything. So if you tend to put the engine at the back, okay, to try to push the whole cars in front, it's actually going to be a problem. It's actually going to cause a dysfunction in the original functionality of the train.
Wow.
So where is the position ideally? It's supposed to be in the front.
lead. Okay.
So it can pull the other cars with it. So the actual energy that is going to exert to pull the cars is what the train is going to move with, like the whole.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the thing is, the father is supposed to be the main engine of the train.
Rightly said.
The mother wasn't designed. A mother wasn't designed to be the
The
engine.
main engine. Yeah.
It is. Women are very strong. That this is not to like emphasize weakness in
Not at all.
women, because you would never know the depths of strength a woman has until they are being pushed or they are being found in situations that would resurrect that survival mode in them. That is where you get to attest the depth of strength in womanhood. But ideally, the father was designed to be the train, should be in front. But most of our societies most of our societies and families that get to breed dysfunctionality is that there has been an exchange in a lot of these roles.
In roles.
So the mothers have been quite observed to be in the front, taking the lead and trying
Isn't
to.
it because of absent fathers that make mothers?
So that is what I'm saying. If even talk less about absenteeism, most of the ones that even have the 6% of the ratio and the survey that we tend to highlight in the conversation, you get to see that most of the times the mothers are in the front.
Really?
Most of the times. I'm not saying all the time. I said most of the times, especially where dysfunctionality is very, very prevalent in communities where we think it's a problem or a cancer. When we look at it introspectively, we know that the mothers are in the front. The fathers are taking a back seat, not necessarily because they are not providing, but they are not leading. All right, so the analytics shows us that a greater percentage of you will listen to our show haven't subscribed. So if you like this show and you really want to help us, the best free way to support us is to hit the subscribe button. And if you do so, I promise you that we, the Team on TV podcast, will make this show better for you week in, week out. We will listen to your feedback and we will continue to do what we do. Thank you.
So what should constitute leadership as a father?
Okay, so that means that the family should be aligned to follow your vision. So if I am a man and I am coming to you, you as a woman trying to be that I am living. Okay, so the good book tells us that in this same way a man will live. A man will leave his mother's house and they will be.
So the man should be independent.
So definitely, you as a woman looking to join forces, you be in a car, joining this train, you should know that where you should see a vision for where you are going. So the things that you should highlight is that what is your vision? Where are we going?
Not just jumping into somebody's bed because the person is.
So if I am to follow you, where are we going?
These are questions that should be asked.
To avoid.
Not, do you have 6 packs?
You see, this is now a cancer in society that I don't know if perhaps there should be another segment to talk about that. We really don't really emphasize relationship questions because it's like a field where we are all learning. I'm not perfect myself and maybe sorry, but it's like we have core relationship and relationship principles. Principles. I'm saying principles because these are what will yield the actual results we are looking for. Because you should ask for direction. Where are we going? Where are we going? If I choose to follow you, leave everything I have, not necessarily, but I'm trying to
following blindly. You have a vision.
Exactly.
Has a vision, and
but
then you.
Why? Give me reasons why I should align my vision with yours.
Yeah.
And also giving you the opportunity to lead me. And the results that is going to come out of this relationship in the direction that you think, okay, it is the right one, it is positive, and I affirm it with all my heart that okay, this will lead us to the destination we want to be at.
Wow.
So I think we should look into that. And as I said, the man is supposed to, and the support system.
Very important.
Support system.
Because the man can be doing everything right. If the main support is not.
See.
Yeah.
One man, we have a term in Pidgin English, a very popular street language mostly in Ghana and Nigeria. We said one man no fit do I'm finished.
Yeah.
One man cannot hold the fort. It should be. I think it should be not necessarily teamwork, but a very august level of partnership.
Yeah.
That I am going to give you 100% and you are also going to bring 100% and we are going to do this together. not 50-50.
Yeah.
A 100.
And
100. I am
100.
giving you my all, and you are bringing your all to the table. That table of discussion that we are always talking about is me and you on the table. I bring me to the table.
And
if
you should be one, there should be oneness in mind, especially with raising the children, because you shouldn't have different values and opinions, and I have different. Even if we have different, we should talk about things like how we are raising the kids, what is good and what is bad, what principles we want to inculcate. We should decide first before we both meter it out to the children coming up.
like, this is brilliant. I don't even have. I thought to myself that maybe perhaps I don't have to follow what I said with exactly that point. So you just brought out the best. I don't know. It's very brilliant. I don't have any twist or any things to attach to that. What I'm just trying to say is that when we really now come together in a very functional setting, we should know that children don't come and replace partners. Shouldn't come and replace partners.
No.
That is one thing we do.
Yeah.
And I think that is where you could see that, okay, I'm not even trying, we are not even going to digress so much, but I'm just saying that the oneness in mind and in thoughts, as you said, should be in raising these kids. There shouldn't be opinions.
Different opinions overlapping. No, it won't work.
It won't work. So it should be at a level that we are all the same in every decision we take. So if you and I agree that we say, oh, we are not going to do this, it's a no. Maybe your child coming to ask the mom, knowing that you have already asked me and I said
kids
no.
are very smart.
And look, they are always kids. I don't know so much about it, but there's little research I've done is that kids will always look for the weaker link,
exactly,
and the weaker spot.
So they test this one and then they go.
If they come and test you and it's always a yes for you, they would always not even seek the opinion of the other, knowing that you are always going to allow it. So it's like these are things that should come into play to build that foundation of family when we are going forward. So we talked about being the train. Ability to lead, not necessarily being it that in our present communities, women or other factors don't come into play. But we are also saying that the man should be able to lead in a direction where he's carrying the whole family along, not always taking the back seat, or even if the man is present, not actually absent, not delegate that option for the woman to carry that mantle of leading, but he should take up responsibility to lead, and also lead everybody along in a direction that knows that he is carrying the family to a destination where everybody is going to be equipped with all the fundamentals that is going to be positive to society in the end.
And I would add that men should not run away.
Men should not run
from
away
their responsibility.
So
you impregnate a woman, stand with your full chest and be behind, be present.
Okay, and women also should also not neglect. You see, I'm not even trying to make it a debate. Men should be responsible in this day and age.
Every action has consequences.
It's like at times it becomes a debate on society that is always about women not doing this and women not doing that. But I also think that it will get to a point where, you see, men being actually responsible is not only about provision, it's about being present. Not running away.
Yeah.
Look, a child.
Some men can be there, but they are not there.
I would always use myself as an example. I had a father who really was not present, okay, when I was growing up. I'm not saying wasn't present because of this sole idea or this sole narrative to go and find ends meet to take care of the family. You see, this was as a result of the consequence of as a result of the nature of the society, that I think that I need to take a step to look for greener pastures to take care of the family. Is it something I can hold my father up? No. He did what is best to make sure his family survived. And the result of his resource, his actions, the result of his sacrifice is what has led me to be here, to be where I am today. But when I was growing up, it got to a level out of my ignorance, not knowing what I know right now. I was asking questions that children really wouldn't care, or I really didn't care about my fees being paid, food on my table, and all of that. What I cared about was, okay, are you wishing me on my birthday?
Yeah, your involvement
in my training, the relationship, the connection. That was what I was concerned about. But I wasn't. His concern was, you should have food on your table when you wake up. There's a roof on your head. Do you know who's paying the rent for that? You don't know where it's coming from. It's coming from my toil and my sweat. In his own understanding, he thought that we should come to a point to appreciate that level of sacrifice.
Which is completely true. You should appreciate. But there's more to... You see, that's why education and all those things, it's not only...
So you see that is what I'm coming to as my point, that the child will now be not looking at the sacrifice. They would understand the sacrifice when they become parents, and they are also in the same fold. And it's like, okay, now you have to provide. Now you understand that. But in growth and in the connection, effective communication, as I was trying to draw the line, because I knew it was something that most of us, that was a dysfunction. I had to grow out. You get it? That effective communication, connection, all these things we mentioned when you went to see your professor. So you see, you would crave for that, because it's like you will get to a point in a life that you think you need that. And fathers are the principal agents in families that give that sense of security, that sense of identity. We get it from fathers.
Yeah.
And you really crave that. It's not even necessarily saying that your father should have a car to drop you off, but you saying your father taking you in the morning to school, there is a certain kind of... Yeah. It comes with a certain kind of joy.
Even if trekking with him, I mean...
You get what I'm saying? We'll get to school. I really didn't care when I was young, because, I felt... I got used to it because I thought it wasn't even a thing. But it got to a point where people will come and drop their kids. And after school, you see that, I had we had this friend. His father was driving an ambulance. So after school, the father would just bring the ambulance, get all the kids in there. He'll come for his son and also give you a lift. But you just felt that kind of, it's like, your dad, his dad always coming to pick him, from school, pick him after school. It was like this kind of swag. It had this kind of niceness to it that you really felt you wanted to experience that too.
I think this is our generation. We should do better. You see the way we are talking about all these things. It would be a shame if it would get to our turn.
It would be a shame.
And we also put a blind eye to all these things we are talking about.
For real. That's why I'm saying that. Like sometimes I say, I always tell myself that looking at what I passed through, I really want to be a stay-home dad. I told myself that. I don't know. People really think that, okay, you should go out and bring it. But it's like, what if you have a job that makes you work remote? With the essence or with the understanding,
that is a blessing to me.
With the understanding that I'll have to be home for the kids.
You would have to be home for the kids.
And experience that. Because for me, I really didn't have the luxury to have a father around and to enjoy my childhood with this kind of parenting values and this parenting setting that we've been discussing on this platform. I really want to experience them. I really want to experience it firsthand. That is why we do what we do, by talking about these things, by trying to unlearn, relearn, educate, because we want to be agents of change ourselves. That's why we talk about it. And I really want to experience it. And I'm trying to build my life in that I'm building my life in that direction. So I'm hoping that it all turns out the way I want it to turn out for myself. I don't know about you.
Yeah, me too.
If you really like a man who stays home and take care of things.
Yeah, I would love that.
Which also gives you the avenue to also chase your dreams.
I would perfectly love
to be
Doctor, Professor Emeritus. I think I have a scenario for our audience before we sign out.
Okay.
And I have a question.
Okay.
So the first scenario is, I think we already talked about that. You go out, you are faced with life obstacles, things thrown at you, people talking about you, or life happens, and then you get a single call from your mom or your dad, and then you've not even started explaining anything, but he or she just starts telling you, you are the best thing that ever happened to me. Whatever it is you are chasing, keep chasing it. Know that we love you. How sweet! Like
How sweet is
how
that?
sweet it is. It just calms you.
We call that security
I want you to be that for your kids.
for your kids.
And the question I would want to leave with our audience is, which I don't even know how to put it. What would you rather have, or what would you rather have for your kids, that they go out and they get into a serious trouble, that it's a life and death situation, and it could probably end them up in jail or whatever. It's the worst that is happening. Would you be the first person that would you want to be the first person that they pick a phone and call, or probably their friend or their pastor or their boss? It's up to you. It's in your courts, and it stems from how you create a system in your family, the family that you are planning to have or you've had already. You can still fix things and build trust, inculcate some level of security in your kids, and then build a very happy home. This is what I would want to leave you with.
Okay. So I would say this before we sign up, that, sometimes in the quest of us finding knowledge, wisdom, and trying to always identify the wrongs and the loopholes in society, life in general, we should also note that we don't become worse than the people that we have criticized, or we don't become even monsters, real monsters, things that really, the monsters that existed in us that we didn't have no idea about. So as we are louding it, as we are sounding it, as we are drumming this education in our hearts on learning and relearning, we should become the agents of change. We shouldn't become worse than our predecessors. We shouldn't become worse than what we are criticizing, constructively or, aggressively in any way or form. If you really don't want to become the version of what you are talking about, you are your first audience. You are your first sample size. So the object you become, necessarily, or the face of that particular subject of discussion you become, you get to become your first testament. You become your first product of change to society, and a new model which actually upholds everything you criticized or you tend to seek for change about. So in our quest to become better, let us not become worse than the people we criticized.
From victims to villains.
Exactly.
All right, I think this is how we're going to sign out. You see, we promised you that our comeback was going to be greater. You judge from our previous episodes. Today, I really enjoyed myself.
I really enjoyed myself. I really don't even want to end it, but
Yeah, we have to sign off, and we are going to meet you on our next episode, which is also going to be very exciting and educating. So just subscribe, share the videos when they are out, and keep on liking. The love is deep.
Yeah, the love is deep. So thanks for everybody for watching. See you in the next episode. Cheers.
Ciao.
Where you from?